Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we doing today? Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're joining from. I hope everyone can hear me. If you can hear me, please indicate in the comment section that you can hear me. And wherever you are joining from, let me know in the comments where you are joining from. So let me know in the comments where you are joining from. And just to let you know, this event is currently being broadcasted on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and even on TikTok. So this event is live on all my social media channels. So I'm just going to give everyone the opportunity to indicate where you are joining from. Then we're going to start. So I'm going to give us a few seconds to indicate where you are joining from in the comment section. I believe everybody can hear me, correct? If you can hear me, please indicate in the comment section that you can hear me. Please indicate in the comment section, let me know that you can hear me live and direct. In the comment section, so let me know where you are joining from. Once again, you are highly welcome. You are highly welcome. You are highly welcome. This event again is being broadcasted on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So today, for the benefit of those who are joining for the first time, my name is Eddie. I am in Canada, and generally what I do is from time to time I come live. I have this platform. We use it to answer travel questions, and the name of the platform is called Travel Street Talk. So today, I know it's been for those who have been following me for a long time, it's been a long time that I last had this opportunity to answer your questions. So today being a free day for me, I decided that, okay, it's nice that I come in to go live, then answer your questions, and you have the opportunity to also call my line and ask me questions. So the earlier you start calling, the better, so that we can have enough time to answer as many questions as possible. What I noticed is at the beginning of the show, most times people would be slow in asking their questions until it gets to the end. When I'm about to round up, you start seeing callers from all angles. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to answer your questions. Now, the number to call is right on your screen. The number to call is right on your screen. That's my WhatsApp number. So I'm going to give you all the opportunity to call. So whether you are watching on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, if you want to ask a travel question, call the WhatsApp number on your screen so that everyone will have the opportunity to hear your questions. And as I answer the questions, it will be beneficial for everyone. So wherever you are joining from, please indicate in the comment section. Let me know where you are joining from. and then you can call the WhatsApp number on your screen. So we're not going to waste much time. So the number is right on your screen for you to call. But before we start taking questions over the phone, I am just going to bring to our knowledge the latest travel trend. Okay? Thank you so much, Bella Igwe, joining from Canada. So wherever you're joining from, just put it in the chat. And if you are intending to travel, or you know anybody who is intending to travel, or you have already traveled, you just want to join to get more information, and you know that this platform has been useful to you, please share this live stream with every other person, whether you're joining on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Just share this link and indicate in the comment section where you are joining from. So I see Teofina from TikTok joining live from the UK. Thank you so much for joining. Please, guys, indicate in the comment section. Let's know where you are joining from. All right. So before we start taking the questions, again, the number to call is on your screen. It's right in front of your screen. So that's the number to call. The WhatsApp number. Just call the number and we'll put you live on microphone so everybody can hear your question, and I will also answer your question. So before we start taking questions, I'm just going to, bring to our knowledge some of the latest travel trend. When I say travel trend, I simply mean what's the latest in the travel space, what has been happening so far in terms of traveling, what is the latest travel news, what's the latest travel updates around the world. So Mr. Shows from Nigeria, thank you for joining. Thank you so much. And so what's the latest, what's going on? So first of all, I'm going to give you information about, of course, my dear country, Canada. So we're going to start from Canada. I'm going to explain to us some of the latest stuff happening in terms of Canadian travels. Then I would now talk about the US, then talk about Nigeria and some other countries that a lot of people find interest on. So let's start with Canada. So for everyone who is watching, you are wondering, what's the latest updates about Canada? So I'm going to put the information on your screen. So the latest update right now for Canada, if you are planning on traveling here, in respect to those who want to study, please take note. Again, share this post, share this live, let other people know that something important is about to happen. So the first thing about Canada is that if you are planning to study in Canada, the government has established some updates in respect to students who want to study in non-degree programs. What do I mean? You are thinking about studying in Canada, but you want to study a non-degree program, such as studying in a college, studying in a polytechnic, or any of that. The government has updated their policy, and that happened at the end of June, specifically on the 25th of June 2025. There was a new update. The government is saying if you are planning on studying in a college or any non-degree program, there is a list you would need to check to see if the program that you are planning on studying, if that program is eligible for a postgraduate work permit. So all we are saying is, if you want to study in Canada, not every program is automatically eligible anymore for a work permit. So there's a list you would need to check and see for yourself if the program you are trying to study is eligible for a postgraduate work permit. It is your duty to check. Now, this rule does not affect those who are studying degree programs. Degree programs, I mean bachelor programs and all of that. It does not affect you. It does not affect masters. It does not affect PhD. But it only affects non-degree programs. Any non-degree program, you have to go and check that list to be sure that the course you are trying to study is eligible for a postgraduate work permit. So you have to go and check. If you do not check and you end up studying a program that is not eligible, what will happen is by the time you graduate, you have to leave Canada. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to leave Canada. You have to go back to your home country. So that is what it means. So for those who do not know, a postgraduate work permit is basically the work permit that you will get once you are done studying in Canada. They give you the work permit. You start working, and if you are able to, you get to the stage where you can apply for permanent residency and, just ultimately migrate and stay back in Canada. So it's not every course or every school that you study at that you have that eligibility. So there are specific schools and there are specific programs that you have to be sure are eligible, so that by the time you graduate, they give you your postgraduate work permit, you start working, and then ultimately, if you want to, you can migrate and stay back in Canada. So that's the first update for Canada. So I know a lot of people, I do hear from people, they'll be like, oh, Eddie, universities are too expensive, they are too competitive. To study masters is too expensive, it's too competitive, but I want to go and study in a college. So if you are thinking about studying in a college in Canada, please note, go and check that list, ensure your program is eligible before you start studying, so that you don't waste your money, because by the time you graduate and the program is not eligible, you are going back home. There's nothing you can do about it. You have to go back home. So that's the first update. So the second update, for the benefit of those who are joining, you have a question, call the number on your screen, the WhatsApp number. It is open. You can call the number. So if I am done explaining all I want to explain and there's no question from anyone, there's no call, I will definitely just end the live show and call it a day. So if you have a question that has been bothering you, you have been trying to call Eddie or reach out to Eddie, this is your opportunity now. Call the WhatsApp number on your screen so that we can answer your question and everybody can benefit. So that's the first update. Now, the second update about Canada is I made a post towards the end of June. The post was saying that there are some countries that if you are a citizen of those countries, you can come to Canada without a job offer. You can get a direct work permit and just come to Canada. So I made the post, and I believe it's very important that I explain it, because I saw that a lot of people did not get the information, despite the fact that there was information on the video, there was a caption and everything else. People were just not paying attention. And to be honest, that's one of the problems I face on social media these days. It's very difficult for me to post anything without people turning the post upside down. It's very difficult to see people who really understand something when you pass information. As much as we are all adults on social media, it's very painful to see that information can be put right in front of you and somebody will still be asking questions about something that is already explained. Basically, it's either they are not comprehending what is being said, or they are not paying attention, or they are just quick to comment without digesting the information. So now this opportunity to come to Canada without a job offer on work permit, I made it very clear that the opportunity is for certain countries. It is not for all countries. It was blasted on the video like this, right on it, that these are the people that qualify, but people were still not getting it. Now, what is the opportunity about? Let me see if I can share my screen. I think it will be helpful. If you have a question, Bami Say Global, if you have a question, the number to call is on your screen. Questions that you put in chat will definitely disappear. So if you have a question, please call that number on your screen. So let me see if I can share my screen. Let me show you guys the things that I'm talking about. I think it will be helpful that way. Just give me one moment. All right. So let me see if I can share my screen. So the first opportunity that I was talking about was basically, if you can see my screen, please let me know. So the first opportunity I was talking about was the new policy by the government of Canada. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. This is the information I was talking about. The first information that I mentioned, for those who are, if you are on for those who are on Instagram, you might not be able to see the screen properly. So let me see if I can help your ministry. All right, so for those on Instagram, you should be able to see my screen properly now. How to make it smaller and smaller so it can be like a phone version for you to see. So the first information which I mentioned was about the requirement that for anyone who wants to study in a non-degree program, basically you are not studying bachelor, you are not studying masters, you just want to study a non-degree program, you have to study in a program that is eligible. So there's a list, and the list is right on this website. This is the Government of Canada website. So this is where you can be able to find the list of eligible courses. Is right here. So I believe everybody can see it, and this is where you can find the list. You can be able to click on it, and you can be able to see the eligible programs. And then you can be able to search for the program here. So that's pretty much the first information which I wanted to provide about studying in Canada. Then the second information which I said I wanted to explain was about the program that I mentioned for those who want to come to Canada on a work permit without job offer. So it's basically a program that allows you to come to Canada on work permit without a job offer. and it also allows those who are within Canada to leave Canada and go elsewhere on a work permit without a job offer. So the name of that program is called International Experience Canada, and I'm going to put it right on the screen so that everybody can see it. So it's called International Experience Canada, IEC. It's more or less like an exchange program. I don't know if I'm still live. These guys have been messing up my life today. Just give me a moment, everyone. Let me see if I'm still live. I'm just trying to see if I'm still live because I've been having issues already today. Sometimes with this technical stuff, no matter what you try to do, you still have problems. The streaming software and all of that, they are never reliable. There's always one problem or the other. But anyway, I think I am back right now. For those who are on Instagram, I think I'm live again. So let's continue with what we are explaining. So the second opportunity which I was talking about is called International Experience Canada. And I said that is the program whereby if you are a citizen of certain countries, you can be able to come to Canada on a work permit without a job offer. And you can also leave Canada to any of these countries on a work permit without job offer. So this is the website. It's called International Experience Canada. So I'm going to open it so that you can see it for yourself. So now, the first question you wonder, or the first question you would ask, which country do I need to be a citizen of to be eligible to come to Canada on this program? So you have to be a citizen of these countries. These are the countries. Now, some people will be like, why is Nigeria not there? Thank you so much, AJ Man from TikTok. Thank you so much. I'm good. I hope you are good too. So people would say, but Eddie, Nigeria is not here now. But I'm not only doing content for Nigerians, I'm doing content for people all over the world. And the best part is, since I made this post, there are people who are citizens of this country who had no idea that this program was existing, and they were planning on coming to Canada, and they were planning on wasting their money to come to Canada, not knowing that this program was there. So again, the name of the program is International Experience Canada, IEC, International Experience Canada. So all you need to do is go to the website canada.ca/IEC. So the first thing you would see, it would ask you to confirm your citizenship. So when you check the list, you will see the list of countries that are eligible. If you are a citizen of any of these countries and you are between 18 and 35 years, you can come to Canada. So let me just open it up for you. And if you are also a Canadian citizen between 18 and 35 years, you can also go to any of these countries. So let me see if I can pull up the list of the countries for you so you can see it for yourself. So the list of countries, I don't know why you guys cannot see the list, but again, it's basically citizens of countries in Europe, in South America, and in Asia. So it's Europe, South America, and Asia. So the list is basically Andorra, Australia, Belgium, Chile, Costa Rica, Croatia, Denmark, Germany, the Schengen countries basically, then the UK, Taiwan, and some other countries. There are very many, about 35. So if you are a citizen of any of these countries, the listed countries, you can go to this website, canada.ca/IEC, and you can be able to work in Canada. You can come to Canada on a work permit without a job offer. And if you are a Canadian citizen, you can also travel to any of these countries on a work permit without a job offer. So that's basically the second program or the second opportunity I wanted to share. So for those who are wondering, is Nigeria on that list? The answer is point blank no. There's no African country on that list. But I know that this information or my profile is not just for Africans. There are also other persons who have been benefiting from this same opportunity as well. So if you know anybody who is a citizen of any of the European countries, or they live in UK, Taiwan, and any of those South American countries, you can ask them to go to canada.ca/IEC to be able to know more about this opportunity to work in Canada on work permit without a job offer. And if you are watching, you are a Canadian citizen, you can also go to any of those countries on a work permit without a job offer. And the age eligibility is you must be between 18 years and 35 years. Now, again, for the benefit of those who are joining, if you have a question, I see people are commenting on TikTok and on Instagram. If you have a question, there's a WhatsApp number on your screen. You can see it right on your screen right now. So give me a call. I would answer your question over the phone so that everybody can hear your question and everybody can be able to benefit from your question. So do not type in the chat that scrolls by. I will not be able to see it. So please, if you have a question, now is the time for you to call the number on your screen. So I see here that I already had a missed call. So I'm just going to try to call the number back. And let's see who will take my... So if you have a question, a travel-related question, please call the WhatsApp number right on your screen. That's how we always do it on this platform. You don't type questions. We want to hear you talk. Call the number on your screen right now, and I will take your call. People can hear your questions, and we can be able to answer your question. Trust me, if you don't call and you try to chat me up later on, nobody will take your question. It's not a number for private chat. It's a number solely for you to call now over the phone on WhatsApp, and I would answer your question. So call the number. If you text or you chat, nobody would respond. So now is your opportunity to call me now on this number. Call the number now. I will take your call. It's WhatsApp. So call it. I will take your call and we can be able to answer your travel related question. So it has to be a travel question. So call the number right now on WhatsApp. Now, the third opportunity which I wanted to share, which is pretty new. I'm just waiting for more updates on it. It's pretty much a new opportunity. And this information was shared with me a few days ago. So the opportunity is about a new permanent residency opportunity for Canada. So I'm just going to read it very shortly. It's a permanent residency opportunity for those who want to become permanent residents of Canada. It says here that there's a program that will be launched by Canadian Immigration towards the later part of this year, 2025. And this program is called EMPP. EMPP simply means Economic Mobility Pathway Pilot. EMPP. So E for Echo, M for Montreal, P for Peter, P for Peter. So EMPP. And this program is a pathway to permanent residence for those who are refugees in Canada, for skilled refugees in Canada. So it's called EMPP, Economic Mobility Pathways Pilot. So it's specifically for those who are refugees in Canada or displaced persons. So this program will help you to connect with a Canadian employer with the direct pathway to permanent residency. So this program was first launched in the year 2018, and they have been accepting persons gradually into permanent residency in Canada, but it's not just really known. I remember in 2020 when the pandemic started. For those who do not know, when the pandemic started in 2020, there was a temporary program that the government of Canada established. That was about 5 years ago. That program was for Canadian refugees, refugee claimants, even those who their asylum claim had not been heard. As far as you were working in the healthcare sector, you were a frontline person. What the government did at that time was to give everybody automatic permanent residency. Everybody, as far as you were a refugee claimant, your claim had been heard or had not been heard, and you were in Canada, but you were working in healthcare. The government at that time gave everybody automatic permanent residency to appreciate them, because the pandemic was really, really terrible here in Canada. So I believe that this program called EMPP is something similar to that. So they said later in this year, 2025, they are going to open it up. So far, we do not have any much information, but that is just the basics of what we have at the moment. So if you are a refugee or you are a refugee claimant and you are skilled, you have skills, workable skills that are beneficial to Canada, please keep your eyes and your ears open for that program called EMPP, Economic Mobility Pathways Pilot. So it might be open very soon. So do your due diligence and use the internet. So I'm still waiting for questions. Nobody's calling, nobody's asking questions. I'm going to give you guys 2 more minutes. If nobody asks questions by calling the line, the WhatsApp number on your screen, I am going to end today's live show. So I am giving you all the opportunity. The phone number is right on your screen. Call the number now so I can take your travel related question. If you don't, in 2 minutes, I'll be ending the live event. So I'm just going to start counting down. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting for your call, okay, I think I have a call right now. So I'm going to answer the call and everybody can be able to hear. Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Hi, good afternoon. Yes.
Go ahead. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. My name is Stephen, and I'm calling from Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, nice to meet you, Stephen.
Yeah. So I have a quick question. I've been in the US for 10 years, and I am working on my permanent residency, but it's taking too long. I want to ask, what is the best possible way I can move to Canada? You know, is it through work or education? You know,
All right.
I'm,
Is that your question?
yes, sir.
All right. The question definitely would require an elaborate answer, which would take time. But maybe after this little answer I'm going to give to you, you can just send me an email so that you can explain further and I can, give you the best answers. But generally speaking, a lot of persons, if I should ask, what's your age gap or your age group?
I am 35 years old, sir.
Okay. So generally speaking, a lot of people who are in that age grade would want to either work or study. Now, it depends on, first of all, your age. It also depends on the kind of skills that you have that will be useful economically, like I just explained. And it also depends on your financial ability. So I have a couple of friends who in years past, they were in the USA and, they were just having some, struggles navigating the country. So what they did was from the US, they applied to study in Canada. And one of them, currently, from what I know, she's already a citizen of Canada. So that's a pathway a lot of people would take to come to Canada from the USA. They apply as students. Now, even though you are coming from the US, you are still a non-resident of Canada. You will still be treated as if you are applying from your home country or anywhere else. So even though Canada and the US, they are basically neighbors, you will still follow the same requirements. However, because of your US residency, it would give you an edge in terms of your visa approval. I believe it should give you an edge because you have lived there, you have things to show that you're living there. And if that is something that might be too expensive, the second thing that you want to consider is looking at your skills and seeing your eligibility for any of the migrant programs that Canada has. I believe you are familiar with Express Entry, are you?
I've heard about it, but I didn't really look into it.
Okay. Express Entry, based on your age, once you cross 30 years and you are in the Express Entry pool, for every birthday that you celebrate, you lose about 5 points, I believe. So being 35, you want to hop on that as quickly as possible because by the time you turn 40 or you go beyond 40, your age might not give you any point at all. So I would suggest what I would suggest you do right now is after this call, you can go to there's an online link called the CRS to CRS. So you can just Google that CRS tool, TOOL, and you can just use it to, it's going to ask you several questions. Use it to calculate the likely points that you would have if you join the Express Entry pool, and see if you can be able to garner at least between 470 to 490 points. See if you can be able to score as much as that. It's going to ask you questions about your age, work experience, academic experience, and all of that. And put those questions together and see how many points it will give you at the end. And if you would need to upgrade certain parts of your portfolio, you will also know the areas to concentrate on. So I think that's the first step you will need to take, so that you will know if joining the Express Entry pool will be a good idea for you. So yeah, you can start from there.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
And yeah, you said your email too.
Yes, my email, you can, once you go to my profile on social media, there's a link there. You click on it and you can email me.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm still going to leave space since everybody is trying to call now. There's a caller. Let me see if I can call this number back. When you're on one call and there's a new call, you just have to hang up. So please call the number on your screen. All right, good evening. Can you hear me? Hello? Your volume is very faint.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in transit here, and I'm using an earpod, so
it is very, very low. Is it possible maybe you can speak louder?
Okay, let me disconnect my earpod. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, it's better now.
It's better now. Okay, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. My name is Eric. I actually wanted to call with and find out with respect to the Express Entry, but I think you already spoke about it now with the previous caller,
Okay.
last caller.
All right.
So I wanted to actually find out first if it's still on, and what's the possibility of, what's the prospect to someone whose age is the range of 35, 36, 38.
All right.
Yes, and yes, basically that's what I was just trying to add to the questions the previous caller was asking.
Okay, thank you so much for your question. So I believe not just you, I believe there are so many persons out there who might benefit from the explanation which I'm about to give about Express Entry. Now, let me just back it up a little bit to the very basics. So for Express Entry, for anyone who is watching right now all over the world, you are watching this show right now, the best you can be to have the best points, I'm going to explain right now. So Express Entry, first of all, is a point-based system that would vet your age with your skills, with your work experience, for you to be able to get enough points that would qualify you towards having a Canadian green card, which is permanent residency. So now, the Express Entry is a portal itself, is a system, is just a system that grades immigrants based on their skills, age, and all of that education to see if they are fit to be given the opportunity to be Canadian permanent residents to contribute to our workforce. Now, the best and the optimal position for you to have the highest point is basically if you are less than 30 years old. Number one, you have 1 or 2 degrees. When I mean degree, I mean you have bachelor degree at least, or a combination of bachelor and others, or maybe you even have a graduate certificate program, but you have another degree to add to it. So it's best you are 30 years and below, you have 1 or 2 degrees or master's or PhD, and you have at least 3 years of work experience. So these are the 3 basic criteria you must have. Now, in addition to that, You also need to show that you can communicate either in English or French. This is where you are required to write either the English or French test or both of them. Now, for most persons who want to migrate, you will notice that most of them, they have crossed 30 years. And like I explained earlier, once you cross 30 years, for every birthday that you celebrate, you lose about 5 points. But now, at the age of 35, 36, you have already lost some points, but that is not the end. If for any reason your points are low, there are several options that you can take to boost your points and ultimately qualify you for permanent residency. Now, what are the things that you can do? The first thing you need to do is you go to the CRS tool, TOOL, CRS, C for Charlie, R for Romeo, S for Sam. So you go to the CRS tool on Google, just type CRS tool. It will give you a list of questions. You start answering the questions, and it will now tell you on average what your total points would be. Now, if your points falls below 470, you have to do some other things to boost your points. Now, the question is, what are the things you can do to boost your points? Number one, you will need to write your English test. I think if you can score at least from band 9 and above in your English test, it can give you a lot of points. Now, what is band 9? Band 9 can be for your IELTS. That's the major English test that people write. Or I think there's one called CELPIP. So those are English tests that you need to enroll wherever you are around the world. They have centers where you can write it. It's IELTS general test. You can write it anywhere. So you have to see and ensure you score at least band 9 and above. It gives you a lot of points. But if IELTS is still not giving you enough points, what some persons now do is that they'll go and study French and also write the French test to get more points. So by the time you now combine English test plus French test, in addition to your work experience, age, degree, and all of that, it can give you a lot of points. Now, in addition to that, another way you can also boost your points is if you have a relative in Canada. When I say relative, I mean brother or sister. Nothing outside of that. So if you have a brother or sister who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, that can help you also get more points. And ultimately, if you know you can get a Canadian job offer, which is very difficult, that can just throw you into the pool automatically. But if you don't have job offer and you are able to do these other things, which I mentioned, in most cases, you can get enough points that could put you, give you the chance to become a permanent resident. Now, this entire process is expensive, but it is not as expensive as studying abroad, and it is not as expensive as trying to get any of the degree programs that you are trying to study. But it can take a very long time. For example, just writing these tests, staying in the pool, waiting for an immigration draw, that can take several months. But delay is not denial. It is still possible. People do it. Unless you are in a hurry. Most times people who are applying to travel abroad, they are always in a hurry. And that is not good. So you just have to put in all the efforts and put yourself in the pool. And the best part is, as you are in the pool waiting for an immigration draw, that express entry pool is also accessible by the provinces of Canada. What do I mean? Express entry is a federal-based system. But that same system, that same platform is accessible by the immigration agencies of each province. What that means is that while you are waiting on the express entry pool, Alberta can just say, we need persons who have work experience in tech, who have 3 years work experience, who are between this age and this age, and they can just come into the pool and start searching for such candidates. And if your profile stands out to them, they can send you a request through your profile and let you know that, hey, we've seen your profile, you are eligible for permanent residency with us, please come over to our province. So they will send you an invitation. And when you have that invitation, it is still permanent residency. So basically, through express entry, you can get permanent residency at the federal level, or you can get it at any of the provinces. After all, permanent residency is permanent residency. Whether it's federal or province-wide, it's permanent residency. Now, there's a difference though. If you have permanent residency through the province, there's a minimum residency you have to maintain, which means for the province to give you that green card, they will tell you, hey, you have to live and work here for a minimum of 1 year or 2 years or 3 years, depending. So you have to live and work in that province and contribute to the province before you are free to go elsewhere. But the federal-based permanent residency, if you get your PR through there, you can literally live and work anywhere. So that's just the difference. But green cards, you can always live and work anywhere. But if you are getting green card through the province, you just have to stay with them for a while before you can move anywhere else. So that's just the overview of express entry as a whole. So if you are watching, and for you, the caller, whether you are 35 years, it doesn't matter. Just go back to your drawing board, sit down, use the CRS to see how much score you have, and put yourself in the pool and start waiting for an immigration draw. So that's it.
All right, thank you very much. But it's still on, right?
Yes, it's always on every year. Express entry has been existing since 2015. And it's every year. They do draws. Sometimes, depending on what they want, they can do draws once in a month, sometimes twice in a month, sometimes every 2 months, depending. You always see it on Google. Just search on Google immigration draw. You will see, okay, these are the people they are selecting. These are the points that they are selecting so far. If your point falls among it, go and check your profile. Most likely you would have received an invitation.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for calling. Bye.
Sorry, all right.
You have a question? Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this last call. I noticed that this person tried calling, so I'm just going to try to call back. And again, if you have a question, the WhatsApp number to call is right on your screen. Good evening. Can you hear me? Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
All right. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, please, I'm Matilda. I'm from Ghana.
All right. Nice to meet you.
I saw you. I am following you on TikTok, and I saw you on TikTok. I want to ask you something about traveling to Canada.
Sure.
Please, so my auntie is a citizen in Canada, and then he wanted me to come there with a visit visa. But she have to send us invites so that we can use that invite for the visa to come. But she says she's afraid of, because she did some for someone, and then she got some trouble. So if I can get visa for myself, then I can come. When I come, she's a citizen, can get me work and then make me permanent in Canada. But I don't know any agents. I don't know where to go. That's why I wanted to ask you if you can help me to get that visa.
All right. First of all, I'll be glad to answer your questions, but that is pretty much the best I can do. Now, I understand your fear or your concern, but let me just help you with this. So, to answer your question, generally speaking, when you are a citizen of any country, not just Canada, you want to invite somebody, you write a letter, say maybe you are having a wedding or you are having any stuff like that, and you invite somebody to say, okay, come and visit me or come and be part of this event that I'm doing. Maybe it's graduation or anything like that. The funniest part is that invitation letter is just a piece of paper. It does not hold any weight to your visa application. So you can still apply for that visa to Canada without an invitation. It's not all the time you need invitation. You can simply apply that you are visiting Canada, whatever you're trying to do. Maybe you're coming to explore Canada, or you are coming to even visit your sister. You can apply that way. You don't need invitation letter for any of that. As far as you follow the application truthfully and you have all the requirements, those are the things that qualify. Invitation letter does not have any weight on your visa. You can have 1 million invitations and still get denied. What really counts now for a visitor, what really counts that makes your visa to be approved? They are very simple. Number one, you must have the funds. You must have funds to support yourself in your own account. And secondly, you must have sufficient reasons to come back to Ghana. So sufficient reasons can be maybe you have properties, you have a job, you have family, and all of that. That once you are done visiting your relative in Canada, you are going to go back to your home country. You're not going to stay back, because if for any reason the visa officer determines that you are planning to stay in Canada, it is more than enough reason for you to be denied. Yes.
Okay.
People usually think that if I show that I have a relative in Canada, in US, it will increase my chances. But let me just bust your bubble. If you have a relative, especially an immediate relative, it even gives them more, and you want to apply for a visitor visa, it gives them a lot of red flags that this person is not coming back. This person wants to stay back. So it may even make your application to be denied. So it's just best to avoid it. Just apply on your own, put in your documents, and submit. And people get approved that way.
Okay. So please, how can I apply that one? Is there a website or?
Yes, so the Government of Canada website, everything that I've just explained to you right now and how to apply, it's right on the Government of Canada website. And if you can send me an email through the link on my profile, and I can just send you all of this information for you to do it by yourself.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. All the best. All right, so we are coming towards the end. I saw somebody calling. Let me just take, this is going to be most likely my final call for today. So let me take this question. All right, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Raphael. I'm calling from Nigeria.
All right, Raphael, go ahead with your question.
Yeah, please. I want to confirm what's the difference between the PNP, the Provincial Nominee Program, and the province nominating you from PNP at the same time. Because I don't know if your sibling, who is a citizen, can also nominate you in Provincial Nominee Program. So what's the process like?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Yes. For the benefit of those who are just joining, he's asking for provinces that nominate. What's the difference between sibling nominating you or province nominating you? I believe that's the question, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Beautiful.
So there are some provinces, for those who do not know, there are some provinces whereby if you have a sibling that is a citizen or permanent resident, they can basically nominate you to become a permanent resident. I think that is Manitoba, if I can remember. Let me see if I can pull up that information. Yeah, I think it's Manitoba. Okay. Let me just see. I'm going to share my screen shortly for those who are watching. Yeah, I think it's Manitoba. I just found it. So this is the program. Let me share my screen, make it bigger. So I think this is the immigration program to Manitoba for those who are seeing my screen. Manitoba basically I think there's a portion of Manitoba's provincial nominee program whereby if you have a sibling, they can be able to help nominate you to become a permanent resident of Canada. I believe it's Manitoba. So for anyone who is interested, you can look further into that. So it's different from when the province is nominating you. The province nominating you is basically you being in the, there's a specific program for that too. It's still under the provincial nominee program. So depending on the province that you want to apply to, they have provincial based program based on your eligibility. You can apply to any of them. That is the regular provincial nominee program. But for sibling to sponsor you, I think it's just Manitoba in Canada that does that. So does that answer your question?
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
All right.
Then I don't know if Alberta offers the same program like Manitoba.
I do not think so, but let me just check, because I've never heard about Alberta. I always know that it's I think it's majorly Manitoba. Yeah, that's why if you notice a lot of immigrants, once they come to Canada, the first place they go to is Manitoba. It's because once they become permanent residents, they have the ability to put in that sponsorship for their relatives. Yeah. So that's why they do that.
Because I'm trying to compute all my credentials, my MSc and everything to the express entry, but the score lately has been relatively high. So unless learning French is something that is so
it takes a long time, at least up to 1 year.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's pretty much Manitoba that does that support. I don't think any other province does that. So far, from my knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, what was it like? What's the duration like for the nomination for the Manitoba?
All permanent residency programs, it takes a long time. If you want to really go through permanent residency to Canada, I think you should just budget at least 2 years minimum of your lifetime to go through the entire process. Yes, it does take a long time. But it's always better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm
no
grateful.
Problem. No problem. All the best. All right. So I think if there's no other caller, I think we're going to round up there. And I believe I was able to answer your questions for the benefit of those who joined and who are still live right now. So thank you so much for being part of this event, and hopefully we have more time in our hands to continue doing this. But in the meantime, I wish you all an amazing evening, amazing weekend. Please do not forget to go to church tomorrow. As much as you are a Christian, please find your way to church. All right. God bless you guys. Have a lovely weekend. And if I am not able to answer your question, you can always go to the link on my profile. Just go to my profile, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Just go to my profile after this live. Click on the link on my profile, and you will see the option to just send me an email. And once you send me an email, based on my availability, I will do my best to respond. So in the meantime, have a lovely weekend, everyone. God bless you all. Bye for now.